It's Wednesday night and you're bored as shit. You've got nothing better to do and you love your rugby league. So it's time to get online for League of Inches.
Welcome back, everybody, to the League of Inches podcast live show Wednesday night. To our loyal YouTube and Facebook watchers, viewers, hope you're all having a great Wednesday evening. Hopefully, we're about to make it even better. Got the lads and the boys all together again. The crew is in. Jesse was almost a late call up this week by popular demand, but we stuck solid with our starting four, and we're going to hopefully produce one of our best shows of all time. I've got no doubt we'll be able to do that. So again, on the YouTube side of things and the Facebook, get your comments in, get involved with the show. You make the show better by all your comments and getting involved. So really do appreciate it. Hit that like and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube as well. It goes a long way to making sure our page continues to grow. But let's get the boys straight into it. And I just got to throw it now straight to Adam because I don't know what's doing there. He's injured apparently, and he's got a safety helmet on.
Yeah, we're all injured. You can never be too safe with the amount of injuries that are going around. So, look, due to the shellacking I copped 2 weeks ago, there's going to be a different hat featuring every week. So this is this week's hat. We'll see how random I can go. But obviously the meaning behind it this week is there's a lot of injuries happening. So you just got to be careful. You don't know what could happen during a podcast as well.
Yeah, especially your microphone, I know, has been a bit of a falling hazard the last hour or so. So just be careful there.
We found the old garbage truck instead of the Lightning McQueen car. So we're back to set up and we're good to go.
Oh, the kids' toys coming through with the goods once again. Jez, it's good to see you with a smile on your face this week. Is there any particular reason as to why?
Long weekend, 4-day weekend. What isn't there to smile about? I think that's going to be fantastic. The Knights got to win. We're happy. Always good to be on the board, as it says down there.
You've got to just get that first one up and then you just continue. Maybe you might do this 20-game win streak now, just one up that 10-game, and Adam won't be able to say anything to you. Then you'll shut the Martin brothers up for good. Talking about the Martin brothers, Mika, how's things, brother? You still just get so amped, and so do I. Every time we hear this intro song, it's so good, and it just gives you that little lift.
It's good. It gave me a bit of a pickup because I am fingered. I'm so tired.
What's that mean? Can you describe what that means, please?
What does that mean?
I'm very tired and worn out.
You know what? I'll throw to you then. You can start the ball rolling with what stood out for you this week. Again, we all know it's whether it's legally related, sport related, it can be just general life related. So have you got something that stood out?
What stood out? No, I went flat out with work, so I pretty much watched a bit of footy and worked. So I guess it'll have to be a footy thing for me this week. What stood out to me was the amount, the polarizing obstruction call in the Manly Parramatta game. Not so much the call stood out, the talk about it. So the amount of talk from the media, was it right, was it wrong? The amount of comments from rugby league fans all over social media, was it right, was it wrong? It's amazing how many people don't seem to know what the rules are. That's what
Gus
stood out to me.
is one of them. Shout out,
Yeah.
Gus, if you are watching, put a comment in, please. We will raise your comment. And
Michael's usually got him on speed dial, so
yeah, I do, but I haven't heard from him yet. But I think it's coming soon. But yeah, the amount of people that want the referees to ignore a blatant rule is a very slippery slope. I think. I thought it was very odd, but anyway, that was what I noticed.
I agree. And the funny thing was, the Manly cat, Haley Cherry Evans, actually came out and said it was fair enough. It was a fair rule. So I don't know why anyone else is whinging about it when literally the captain of the side that copped it was just, he actually laughed on the field. We all saw him just sort of smoking it. Yeah, we're done here. So I don't know why people keep going on about it. Adam, what about you? What's that for your week?
We'll go footy first. I've got a life one as well. So the footy one was obviously just the injuries. It's just been a week of injuries. We're losing, I can't remember the actual fact of the stat of the number, but millions of dollars worth of talent obviously not playing in the next few weeks. So often there's talk about the players coming through and how good the next crop are. And I guess one of the biggest things we've heard in the media for the last 2-3 years is the lack of halves coming through. And obviously, you know, two of the powerhouse teams at the moment, both losing their halves, and we've obviously lost the best halfback in the game. I'm talking about Mitchell Moses, not Nathan. No, I'm talking about Nathan Cleary. Lost the best halfback in the game with Nathan Cleary. So it'll be interesting to see these next stars coming through and if they can take their opportunities, because I guess if they can take their opportunities with these other players hanging around, there'll be other clubs looking to sign them up as quick as they can with this lack of halves. That's my on the field. My off the field thing I've noticed this week, and I'm not going to say too much, but I'll just say alcohol is bad. That's all I'll say. Okay.
I know what he's talking about there. Shout out to the person that it is about. Jez, it was a pleasure to meet you on the weekend. Jez, what stood out to you on the weekend?
It was the Parramatta Olympic diving team. So they've put in an official team for, I think it's the Brisbane Olympics, the one that no one wants. So it's going to be really good.
I'll just mute him right there. Sorry, Jez, I had to. Off you go, mate.
No, that's it. Stay on your feet, you big bunch of stooks.
Look, we're all going that game at the moment. My one is just I know there's obviously a lot of reasons behind this one, but I just thought the crowd, 20,000 for a huge traditional rivalry game, was pretty poor. I know the NRL is doing a lot, they say, about everything at the moment, trying to keep costs down, etc. They're clearly not, because that fact that CommBank wasn't sold out for a Para versus Manly game on a Sunday, I just thought was pretty horrible. There was a fair few empty seats, and it's, for mine, it's the best time to go and watch football. So you just got the NRL, the clubs need to sit down, have some chats about this, because I know the game's growing. They keep talking about expanding and all that sort of stuff. That's all well and good. But when you got stadiums like CommBank, and that was my first time on the weekend actually seeing it live, it is such a good venue. It should be pushed to be pretty much full house each time a game is played there, because the atmosphere would be so good there. So I'm just a bit disappointed that it was only 20,000 for that game.
Cracking game of footy too, wasn't it? Cracking game of footy.
I know we touched on this one, the talk power, and obviously the reasons behind that. But I think generally, besides obviously the Warriors one, but the New Zealand dollar is obviously pretty weak, so I don't think they have a cost of living crisis. But the South Sydney game was obviously packed. But I think all the crowds, there was an article that came out halfway through last week that said there's going to be close to a sellout at every game this week, based on obviously those 3 big games on Saturday at traditional home grounds. And it was nowhere near the case. So they've obviously got it completely wrong, and they probably need to start looking at prices and things like that to make it affordable to go to the footy again.
Yeah, just quickly, Brad, no tissues out at the moment. We do know Mitch is out. We're confident our boy Blaze getting the job done at the moment. So it does suck not having that Mitch Moses boot and game management on the field, but we are confident. Us Para fans, you think you have to be some good young talent coming through there. Yeah, and you know what? Before we get stuck into the talking points, it's back another week here. The quiz is back. So the boys are going to get put to the test of how much they did or didn't watch on the weekend. Adam's the defending champ. So he knows how obviously this works. Last week, there's basically 3 lots of questions, 1, 2, 3 questions each. It's a random order. So Adam, as the champ, you can pick what order you want to go. You go 1, 2, or 3, and then it'll just be basically clockwise from that.
Are we doing that now?
Yeah, we're up now. We've
Okay.
done this.
Yeah,
What stood out?
I want Michael to go first.
Yeah.
Oh, so Mika, you, and then Jez?
Yeah.
Boom.
Michael. No.
Right.
Michael, Jez, me. I want to go last. So, yeah.
Okay, we're
No,
going to go
it's-
anti. I just said going on clockwise, but we'll go anti. Okay, so
No,
first question, Mika. Here we go. And getting involved with the comments as well. Try and wait till after they said the answer, so don't give it away. Penrith beat the Broncos either 1-12 or 13 plus. What was it?
13 plus.
Oh, come on.
You're on the board, Mika. Well done.
Yes.
Hey, this is all randomized, so you never know. Jez, did the Roosters score over 40 points against the Bunnies on the weekend? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I'll tell you what. I was almost going to give you a bonus point if you can say the exact points, but not yet.
48.
Did
Oh.
Hey, oh, what a freak! This guy, Adam.
I'm just glad that you
Did
haven't
the
muted me yet.
Yeah, no more of that. Just if you talk about para and diving,
This isn't the Para podcast, by the way. This is League of Inches. You can say your piece.
Yeah, 100%. Adam, ready? Did the Cowboys win by 1 to 12 or 13 plus on the weekend?
They won by 13 plus.
I've started easy and we're working into it because last week I think I hit a few a bit too hard too early. So I just want to keep everyone in it this one. Now, Mika, you're 1 from 1. Let's see if you can go 2 from 2. How many teams scored over 40 points last round, the round that just went? And this is a time you got like
2.
5 seconds.
2.
Oh, good on ya. Well done. Do you know the teams?
Yeah, Cowboys and Roosters.
Well done. 2 from 2. Look out. The other Martin brother is stepping up today. So Jez, how many teams scored either 9 points or below in round 3?
6.
Oh no, it's 3. It's 3. So it was Sharks, Titans, and South Sydney. Adam, which team had the bye in round 3?
That'd be the Dolphins. I can't give you their location because nobody knows.
Yep, well done. So the Martin brothers are 2 from 2. Jez 1 from 2. So still in it. Depending on if Mick can get this one right. What was the score in the Knights versus Storm game?
18-16.
Oh, bumper. 14-12 to the Knights.
Oh, I knew it was 2
Jez.
points.
What was the score in the Warriors versus Raiders game?
Raiders won, and it was 18-12.
Oh, you've almost got it, but the thing is the Warriors actually won the game 18-10. So Jez is out, so let's see if Adam can go 2 from 2 2 weeks in a row. Look out. What was the score in the Tigers versus Sharks game? Stop looking down. You're looking at your phone. You've got something up.
I don't. I've actually leaned back because
All
I
right.
know the answer straight away because
Yeah.
I was at a wedding with a lot of Cronulla fans and I let them know the score quite frequently. But I wasn't watching on the phone, obviously on the table at the wedding. I wouldn't do that. It was 32-6 to the Tigers.
He's got it. The back-to-back champ, Adam Martin. Well done. There is a tiebreak. Actually,
I believe I haven't got a question wrong yet. Can we just highlight that?
I'm filthy at that night score. And I knew that
Well
was
done.
14-0 at half time, wasn't it?
I want to throw one out to you guys, and your name's your buzzer, just for the tiebreak question, because it's going to lead into a little quick chat I want to have about this. How many games were played in Sydney over the weekend?
3.
6.
Adam is on fire.
Damn.
Holy shit. 6. The only 2 that weren't played, it was the New
I'll
game
just-
and the
I could've
Christchurch game.
I could have told you, but he didn't let me.
Now, this is the first talk of mine. I was sprung this on late, and I was actually looking at this in the quiz. So you guys didn't even know I was bringing this one on, but what's doing there? Because for mine, there needs to be at least one game in Queensland each and every week. Like that's probably part of the reason why some of the crowds weren't full houses, to be honest.
What are you talking about? They get 8 games in May at one stadium.
Oh, come on. Like
Like
there's got to be at least one game in Queensland a week. You can't have a Sydney market flooded every week, like 6 games.
I
Brisbane can't play at home every Friday night.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well,
It's
that's
not-
why they thought
yeah.
the Dolphins were there to share the load.
They had the
and
bye.
if they got the bye,
Sam Thaiday retired. It's not Thaiday night football anymore. Okay, we need to move on from that. I thought
Penalty
Saturday was
Broncos.
great. I thought Saturday, especially with all the talk about Leichhardt Oval, to have the games obviously at Leichhardt, at where was the other one?
Belmore.
Belmore and
Belmore.
at Cogra. Like 3 suburban grounds really highlight how good suburban. I know. Look, obviously the Dragons won. The crowd was disappointing, but everything else, although lower crowds because not big stadiums, they just look so much better. It was just great to highlight.
Nothing beats a packed out Leichhardt Oval though. Like the amount of crowd shots that they showed throughout that game just highlighted how amazing suburban rugby league is.
well, the government doesn't care anymore. Apparently, he's going to get rid of it. So
Well, the
we all love
NRL's,
it.
NRL's trying to buy it, aren't they? Isn't that the latest thing? The NRL's trying to buy Leichhardt Oval.
It's been suggested, but I don't know if they've commented whether they will or not.
They've got the money to buy it.
Yeah, you got to tear
Big
down the
time.
scoreboard or some rubbish.
Yeah, but if they put
It's a-
$50 million into it, they're laughing. And say it's unfair for the Tigers, but they can play all their junior rep grand finals there and things like that. Make it, put a bit of pride in those junior rep games and stuff with a bit of history of rugby league, because Leichhardt is history.
Yeah. So you guys are okay with the packed out Sydney market on the weekend? 6 out of 8 games being there.
Well, yeah, we're all in New South Wales, so yes.
Yeah.
When the game's trying to grow, apparently anyway, they keep selling us this dream of growing. But personally, I
It'll
just thought it
grow
was
when
a
that
bit
Auckland
much,
team
but
comes
anyway.
into it.
The only thing I'd like to
We'll-
see is a Magic round in Auckland, in like New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that'd be incredible. Like, Queenslanders can't win yet. They got 3 Origin series 4 years ago, like all in that 1 year, and it still got nothing out of it.
Anyway, let's move on to something that I reckon will get the crowd talking. Taylor May and that tackle on Reece Walsh. We've obviously seen what it's done to Reece Walsh's face. Looked unrecognisable afterwards. His modelling career quickly went downhill after that hit. But
there goes
somehow
half the
he's still
viewership.
rocking it. 100%. But he's stayed on the field. Nothing happened. It's been a lot spoken about this since, and it seemed like an age ago. It was the Thursday night game. But boys, what are our initial reactions? Because I think when it first sort of happened, I felt like majority of people out there just thought, okay, yeah, it's an unlucky hit. It moved on. But the more we've sort of looked at things, the more we've thought about things and discussed things, it's actually changed quite quickly and rapidly, the thought processes behind this. And Mika, I know you're pretty vocal about this hit pretty much early on. I'll give you credit for that one. What did you not like, and what did you think the punishment should have been?
What hit me really early on was the way Freddie described it on the 9 call, how you're coming in and blindsiding a player, so you have the duty of care. And I can't remember his exact words now because it was nearly a week ago. If you want to listen to it, go back. He says it really, really well. Basically, you've got the duty of care. You can choose to come in and tackle around the waist or midsection, or you can choose to come in and jam someone and not lower your point of contact and not tackle upright. The thing that sold it for me was then when you could see the replay on social media or wherever and pause it, and Taylor May actually jumps and launches into Reece Walsh at the end. So I get you want to brace yourself on that sort of stuff. Bracing yourself isn't jumping with your shoulder without your arm wrapped at someone and then getting them in the head and doing that sort of damage. So I think the very first thing I said was it was definitely worth a penalty and not a suspension. But after seeing him jump like that at the end, I thought some kind of suspension was warranted. And I believe the NRL end up coming out after the fact as well and said they would have liked to have seen a suspension, but they don't control the judiciary or some garbage, which seems odd to me.
He's got to get out of jail free card anyway. We'll just have suspension next year anyway, so it's not like it matters.
What are your thoughts, Adam? Now you've said that, or you've led with that.
Yeah, I've watched it a couple of times. He's obviously coming out to put a big hit on. That's the whole plan of him jamming off his wing and to shut the play down. I guess one of the things we've tried to get, I've always been a firm believer that accidents happen in the game, and it's one thing we've got to, accept. And we've gone away from that a long way now because so many of those, we go back to the crackdown, we go back to the Magic down crack round of 2021, I believe it was. There were so many accidents that were penalised and sin bin and sent off and suspended. So we've gone away from accidents happening in the game. And I guess if you're going to rush out of your line like that, you've got to take the risk that there's something could happen and you're responsible for that. The onus is on the defender there to avoid the contact in a way. So to avoid the rough contact. Look, we're a long way from wearing tags, but it's going that way now. We like to see the physicality of rugby league, but like I said, accidents are going to happen. We've gone away from that. So if he's prepared to rush out of his line with everything that's happened in the last 3-4 years, then I agree he probably should have been suspended for it.
I think the majority of high hits, like everyone says, that was an accident, was accidental. Most high contact is accidental. There's not many people that purposely hit someone in the head these days. So I just don't think that's the point of the argument either, whether it's accidental or not.
That was almost the perfect segue to Jarrah Hargraves' 300th game, wasn't it? Oh, sorry. Jeremy, have your say first.
I think with the head knocks, and what Michael was just talking about, then they break down every single tackle. And if there's any sort of contact with the head, then it's a penalty straight away. And they're still doing that. They're still cracking down on that. Even when the attacker is falling in, they're saying that the defender has to, on the fly, make an adjustment when there are those accidental hits in the head. So that one's really, really tricky. However, with this one here, he rushed out of the line. All onus is still on him. So he ran out to make a big shot. He didn't get it right. He's made contact with the head. He's made one of the prettiest looking blokes in the game very, very unattractive. And it was careless. It was reckless. It was careless. And I think he should have been suspended for it.
And America's lost interest based on that, Jeremy. You've absolutely nailed it. Like, there's no interest anymore because Reece Walsh isn't what he used to be.
Well, as I said, we've lost 50% of the viewership, and Kira Martin is one of them. She's not watching anymore.
She's filthy. Off rugby league for good.
The thing is, and I understand accidents happen in the game. That's part and parcel of what the game is all about, and what the game that we all either have played, watched, etc. But he had clear intent to go out and either hurt Reece Walsh in a legal way, and either make him drop the ball, put that big hit on, intimidate him. So there is always intent with what he was doing. Whether he hit him with the head or whatever, he got him high. At the end of the day, we have seen time and time again players either at least penalised for it, at least suspended. A lot have been sin bin as well. And the fact that basically nothing sort of happened with it is, for mine, and it's 2 weeks in a row now. I know there's comments before saying about it, but it is true. Like, Penrith now have done this 2 weeks in a row. Last week it was with Bailey. This week now it's with Reece Walsh, where they've had intent on causing that player harm or damage in a legal way. It hasn't worked out. That's the gamble you take with those sorts of tackles. When you're jamming in, trying to hit that playmaker and put pressure on him, you've got to make sure you get that right, because if you don't, you're done. And that's the message now. I think the NRL has failed with doing this, because I guarantee you, if that happens again this week and it's someone not with a Penrith jersey on, there's a sin bin, there's a suspension coming their way. And I don't want to pick out Penrith and start a war with them, but I'm just saying facts are facts. All we can go from is what's happened the last 2 weeks. And unfortunately, that's what's happened. They've gotten away with murder twice, it's fair to say. Like, both games, they should have been down to at least a sin bin. You can't hit someone like that high. They have to leave the field and not come back, and you can keep your players on the field. There has to be a rule change with that, because there was intent there. There was malice there. And sorry to say, people, if you think that the head side of things is an accident, there's plenty of players, past and present, who have led with the head in crazy. It's crazy to think, but they have used it as a weapon. They know it's the hardest part of their body. There's players out there that, as tough as nails, they don't give a shit about. They'll just go out, use it as a battering ram, and that is part of their game. It happened. You can't be so blinded to that fact.
Take a breath. Take a breath, Joel. Take a breath. Get a drink of water.
Fight up again. Can I ask a question before you go?
While you're taking a breath, I've got a couple of things. Someone from Channel 9 said, change the names on that Taylor May hit. So if that was Hargraves hitting Cleary, Hargraves 100% gets suspended. The other thing was, people have been comparing it to the Finucane head clash where he did get suspended for a couple of weeks. I think that was slightly different in he didn't have as much intent as May. And the last point I want to make was in the Parramatta game, Josh Aloiai, he led with the head and missed and still got sin binned. And he missed him.
Because the intent was there.
Yeah. So that doesn't make much sense to me.
Is that you, Andrew Abdul? I want to make one point. If this happened in Origin, would we still be talking about it?
No, but we all know Origin is a different beast.
That's what I mean. So it's this. We've looked back at round one in Vegas and the things that were let slide. Round one, yeah. Sorry, it's been
round
a long
zero.
I've been sitting in front of this computer since 6 o'clock. So look back at round one in Vegas and we spoke about how well things were refereed and we compared to an Origin game. We get to round three and we're all still talking about it. We're all still talking about what happened in this one game because the pretty boy got injured. Like I said, we can't as fans This is why the punch got ruined. Really,
He is pretty. He's very pretty.
Take your name out of your mouth.
That's still
The
my
thing
line.
is, as well, if the Bailey situation was actually penalised and treated how it should have been, I don't think Taylor May goes in like he did on the weekend, because I think Penrith players get their warning then and go, you know what, we have to change the way we're doing things. Now they've gotten away with it twice. They'll come out on the weekend, like tomorrow night. If Sam Walker's there, there's no doubt in my mind they'll come out with the intent to do some damage on Sam Walker, because if you can get him and get him legally and get him out of the game, that's a huge win for the Penrith Panthers without Nathan Cleary. So it's obviously a tactic. That's what they've done now 2 weeks in a row, and it's not going to change until they continue to get it wrong and it actually gets punished the way it should be getting punished.
Being someone who follows a very close to being a one-man team, every time Kalen Ponga takes a hit up, it's all I'm worried about is that someone is just going to fall back to the ploy of let's just take him out. And it kind of seems like what has happened there with Reece Walsh. That Brendan Smith is just saying too much sense, so you need to kick him out of the comments because we don't use common sense in here.
He is on fire, isn't he?
I'd like to just bring our attention to and have a little discussion around the Leo Thompson challenge in the air, where he went underneath Ryan Pappenhausen. So not once did he look at where Paps was. It was all eyes on the ball. Though he did go through his legs, where is the onus in those two players? Where's the onus on safety when it comes to that? So you've got Ryan, who has jumped well up high, knowing that someone was coming through to contest the footy, or you've got someone who is running with their eyes up, not watching where the other person is, because he didn't once look at him, and he's already plead guilty, so he's got 1 week. But where's the onus there?
He didn't make a genuine attempt to catch the ball. He had to jump.
Yes,
if
he did.
Jumped to that. Nah,
he did jump.
Well, he didn't jump.
He can't jump as high as Ryan Pappenhausen. He's Leo Thompson. He's about 100 kilos heavier.
He can jump higher than 3 millimeters, though.
Yeah, he needs to realize he's the front row and get the fuck out of there. He's never going to get the ball, to be honest.
No, to answer your question seriously.
Take your hating Newcastle hats off for a second. Pretend it's a different player.
Yep. To answer your question seriously.
I'll mute Adam if you need me to, Jez. Just give me the nod.
It's always the defender always has the right to go up and do that, like the defending player. That's why Pappenhausen should be protected, or whichever player against whichever team. The defending player has the right to be protected in that situation, and I'm pretty sure that's how the rule is.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys.
You think he deserved a week for it though?
I've got my loving Newcastle hat on. I'm Kalen Ponga.
There was no intent there. There was no intent.
Shut up, Adam. Shut up, Adam. No, but I probably agree with Adam that it was a pretty half-assed attempt at making a catch at the ball. He came charging in there, and it's not like he went up with, and I know he can't jump as high as Pappenhausen. It's not like he jumped even a quarter of the height of Pappenhausen. Like, he didn't make a genuine
Brendan, we're getting you on the show in the next couple of weeks, mate. You can have a guest appearance and you can talk sense. And the way Adam's carrying on, you might be able to take his seat for 1 week and he can have a rest.
And that's from a Parramatta fan. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's nice.
This is honestly great stuff. Keep your comments coming in because it's obviously a massive talking point. I feel like it just has gotten louder as the weekend sort of went on, which just shows. I think that I'm just shocked there's no suspension there. That much damage and sorry, Miko, go.
No, sorry. I was just going to say, Jeremy, as a Knights supporter, do you think he should have been suspended as a non-biased league fan? What do you think?
No, because his eyes he never took his eye off the ball. And that's what I respected about it. So even if that was Ponga jumping up and landed on his back and it was another defender running through, because he had eyes on the ball the whole time, I think a week was harsh. I think that's an unfortunate accident, as we were just talking about, that happens in the game of rugby league.
It's a tough one because then you'll just get players running through just looking at the ball and they're going to know where they're running.
That's kind of what they do now, and then they take big dives.
As we just highlighted, accidents happen, but the onus is on the defender. And in that situation with the kick going up, it's a bit of a grey area because he's not the attacker.
But he gets a
week,
week, the other guy doesn't.
I don't think he deserved a suspension, but a penalty is warranted.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I agree with that, but I was just questioning the week in comparison.
Yeah, I think the penalty is obviously warranted, but we don't want to get to the stage where we're putting up bombs and you can't even try and challenge or
Yeah.
put the fullback off his game. Like we're just not going to get to the point where Ryan Papenhuyzen, because he's going to jump for the ball, where everyone just has to stop and let him jump. Like it's just going to. We need to find a middle ground there. And what I have noticed now that Jez has actually brought that up, and it's good to quickly raise. I've noticed a lot so far this year when people put up their bombs, the players are running through. They're not even looking up at the ball. They're just running. They just keep running. Like actually go up and look as if and try and attempt to catch the ball. I don't know what they're doing, but I've seen so many teams in the last few weeks, their players just run through and they just have eyes on the fullback, not even looking up once. And there's been a few cases where they actually ran past the ball like 5 meters. And you just sit there just laughing, going, what are you doing? Like look up and see where the ball is and follow the ball. So
It's because they're programmed robots.
I want to see him attempt to catch a Burton bomb like that flying through the air. And if he can do that, he's the almighty one.
Also, Donna,
look,
thank you for the comment. It's because I went to a performing arts high school.
That's the comment of looking up. Look, you got to be really theatrical when you talk and just engage everyone by doing those sorts of actions. So Jez has got it down pat. Next one, guys, we've got to talk about him again. We spoke about him a little bit last week, but things have just gotten worse. It's the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I want you all to put your CEO hat on, not just your coach's hat, but your CEO hat on. Simple question is, what do you do with South Sydney at the moment, the changes you would make in the short term and in the long term to fix this club at the moment? Because I think there's a lot of issues happening and there's some things that has to be changed there. Jez, you were last time, so I'll let you go first this one.
Well, we all know how much I love Souths. So it's they lack speed, they lack power. It's could be a very long season for the Rabbitohs. What was the question? I was too busy just chuckling to myself around that South suck.
You've got the CEO hat on. What changes do you make for either the short term and the long term to fix this club up?
Well, I'm looking to move on Cody Walker. I think he's past his time. We've touched on this a little bit. I think Adam's got him penciled in to go to the Super League. So there's one. And then try and invest around those quality halves to try and set yourself up for the future. I think moving a couple of people back into the middle rather than being on the edge might have a bit more impact as well. But then also you're looking at the coach and you're thinking, how many more games do you have to suck before you're out of here? And the rumours around Burgess and Bennett just keep getting louder and louder. So it could be the way to go.
Would you move JD on for Burgess this year?
Yes. Yes, I would. If they continue to play like this and they continue to pump out results like that and their players continue to seem to not give a you-know-what, then yeah, I do. I get him in there because he is going to bring exactly what South Sydney need, which is a bit of grunt.
I'm not getting Burgess.
NT.
Burgess isn't ready for the NRL. He's literally assistant coach to Bradford Ball. He's 3 or 4 games in charge in the Super League at the moment. Like it's a big difference coming across here now. I know things went to shit when he left last year, and did anybody actually have South Sydney's coach whose name I can't even say properly because I'm terrible.
Demetrio.
Did we have him as a first coach sacked? Did anyone say that? Oh, I don't think he was even.
No, I also had Souths in my top 6.
Yeah, well, it's going well. Burgess ain't it yet. He might be long term, but I think what they need to do as a club, which it'd be probably a big thing for Sam to come back from the Super League as a head coach, they need to get a coach in who is prepared to coach short term with him as kind of an assistant in a way, because it's he just needs to bide his time in the Super League and wait to come back. So if they chase that coach for one, they won't go back there surely.
But that's the conversation. That's the rumor is that it's a package deal, a master and apprentice, if you will.
Like, are clubs fucking stupid or what? Like, why is everybody not chasing Craig Bellamy for a year or two?
I don't think
everyone's got rocks. You got to ask. You got to try.
Money
do have to ask.
100%.
Money does talk. Get Russell Crowe to get the phone out.
Yeah, 100%. Don't throw it at him. Just call him.
No, just call him.
Bennett didn't get it done when he was there last time. What makes him think he can do it this time? The Dolphins
Wayne Bennett.
Exactly.
He's been living on his reputation for this whole time. We had this conversation earlier in the season.
We did. It was my, what was it?
He's not
controversial call of the year.
I don't know.
Is Joel frozen?
Josh, he is.
Hang on.
He's
No,
shocked.
he's there.
No, we're back. We're back.
This is why we don't have more games in Queensland, Joel. The technology ain't great up there.
Yeah. Fix your
Yeah, the
mix. Stop
telecast
using
doesn't make it.
Stop using the Wi-Fi from the McDonald's down the road, mate. Jeez.
It's gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's
Look,
gone.
it's.
Well,
I
whilst
do
we're waiting for Joel to
apologise.
come back. Oh, he's back.
I'm back, aren't I?
Yeah, you are now.
Yeah,
I
you're back now.
apologise, guys. The weather on the Gold Coast has been horrible for the last couple of days, so I had a feeling this would happen. But
The
we're
Sunshine
back.
State.
Mika, yeah, and it's not hasn't been the last few days. But Mika, what changes are you making? Or has Jez literally just covered everything, and you're just sitting in the boardroom eating Skittles?
I'm not eating Skittles. Ugh. Probably drinking some fancy rum up the back. I don't know. Latrell's got to go to centre. When he was at the Roosters and he played all these amazing footy, and he does in Origin, like he has to be at centre. It will keep him in the game more. I think that's where he plays his best footy. We all saw that prelim final where he won the game for the Roosters with like 3 minutes to go, and you put him there. It keeps him in. It keeps him honest. You put Whiten probably at fullback because I think Whiten's an average defender at centre. I don't know what to do with their halves still, though. I think that's still a bit of an issue with Walker's dropping form. I mean, maybe with Latrell at centre, that'll ease the pain on Walker a bit. But
By all reports, Ilias killed it in reserve grade. Absolutely killed it. So I don't think he's the issue. Let's be honest.
no,
There was an interesting on the Matty John show. They had Campbell Graham and Jai Arrow on. I don't know if anyone watched that. They actually asked the question to Campbell Graham, who calls the shots out there? And he literally said, we know that Cody and Latrell have a big influence on our team. So that means you've got young Blake Taff not being able to call the shots as a halfback. You've got Cody Walker, who's a fullback, who isn't even a fullback, as you touched on, should be a centre. And they're calling the shots and overruling everyone.
Did you just get all the names wrong then, or what?
yeah, he did.
I told you. I am absolutely buckled. I am.
You're not
Can I go
buckled, you're
again?
fingered.
Thinking, I've been working since 6 o'clock. I've gone straight into one podcast now and then straight into this. But you know what I meant. Everyone knew
That was
what I
only
meant,
3
didn't
hours
they?
ago. It's only 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 a.m. Good one. Anyway, do you get what I meant? Do I get it out right?
No,
here?
you made no sense whatsoever.
Okay, I'll say it one more time.
Start again.
Campbell Graham was on the Matty John show. He said
Correct.
they asked the question, who calls the shots on the field? And he answered that Walker and Latrell call the shots. That's completely wrong. Your halfback should be calling the shots. As I said, Latrell as a fullback shouldn't be making those calls. He's not even a fullback. He's a better centre. If bring Whiten into the team as well, who's been controlling his team at Canberra, their power issues is going to get a lot worse. And they're like South Sydney's problem. They've got a coach who isn't capable of controlling that. He's obviously lost the player group, lost his seniority, and they need to pretty much chuck it in the bin and start again.
Say it louder for those in the back.
So your CEO, Adam, it's fair to say you're sacking the coach and moving on Latrell Mitchell and Cody Walker.
No, I'm moving on Cody Walker.
Moving
I'm putting
Latrell to centre.
Putting Latrell in the centres where he should be. Everyone knows Latrell is one of the best centres in the game. Like, I don't... the Latrell wants... He wants the highlight package of being a fullback and having a number one on his back, which to me makes no sense. When he's not the best fullback in the game. He's probably now he's the fifth best, if that, maybe even the sixth best. He can easily be the best centre in the game.
He had plenty of
He's
highlights
slid
at
down
centre.
Heaps.
Well, he
He's
scored 100
so,
tries, didn't you fucking know?
There was a couple of tries on the weekend. He was like just walking. He was literally walking to stop like kicks and stuff. It was just he was so out of place. It's actually embarrassing how out of place he was for some of those tries. And as a fullback who demands the ball and etc. Oh, hang on.
I was copping Andrew Webster at the wedding on Saturday. Now I'm copping Brad Drew.
You are Andrew Webster. You are Andrew Webster. I want to squash one other thing, and sorry to pick on what you said, Mika. You're leading the choir for a lot of comments on social media at the moment. Jack Whiten is not a fullback. I do not want him anywhere near the one jersey. Jai Gray is their future there at fullback, and he, if anything, should be that he's a live wire. He's got fitness. He's actually one of those on the ball sort of fullbacks, which is what they need, I think, at the moment. They're too used to someone. Jack Whiten is too similar to Latrell Mitchell in the way that I don't think people remember. At 5'8" for the Raiders, he was often in and out of games as well. So he's not always in the game on the ball 24/7, which I think at the moment, South need that in their fullback.
Yeah, I think you got to put him somewhere. And I've never really rated him as a 6. I don't think he's got the kicking game or the passing game. He's an excellent ball runner, so I'd have him at fullback.
But why do they sign
Second
him?
row.
then? Why'd they sign him as a centre then? Because he's not a centre either. Like they
You know
literally-
why?
Because Latrell wanted him. Latrell wanted him at the team. They're mates, and he wanted him at the team. So they're once again back to point Exhibit A. Adam said about 3 minutes ago when he finally spat it out.
Point Exhibit A.
Yeah, he doesn't have control of his team. Latrell and Cody have control of his team. They're getting what they want, and they fucking suck. So it's going to be a long year if they don't fix things.
They'll still make the 8.
Well, they've got an easy
Calling
run
it
home.
now.
They've got the
Calling it.
Newcastle. They've got the Newcastle Knights run home from last year.
10 in a row. Watch out.
The other thing that hasn't been mentioned, and James did say it in that comment just before, is their forward pack has been nothing short of average at best so far this year.
Luster.
You can't do anything when that team is just getting constantly bashed, and we can be critical of everything. Like, for instance, like they said, Dean Hawkins came in on the weekend because of his kicking game. Where was his kicking game that was so highly touted on the weekend? Like, it was non-existent. Like, Ilias for mine has a better kicking game from what we've seen, and if that was the only reason that Hawkins was brought into the team, then it's a massive fail. If I'm CEO, I'm bringing JD in the room whether they beat the Bulldogs or not. It's clearly not working. We're not going to run this out to the end of the year and just have a mediocre finish. We're moving things on now. You're out the door. And I do. Look, Adam doesn't like it, but Sam Burgess for mine is the top man for the top job. And look, Benji Marshall, is he got the credits to his name to do the job? No, he doesn't. But he's Tigers through and through. The players respect him, and he will get the job done there for the West Tigers. That is a massive job. Who's to say they're not going to finish with a wooden spoon? They probably will this year, the West Tigers. But Sam Burgess is South Sydney.
Joe, just give yourself a rest for a couple of minutes. Just give yourself a rest.
You're dropping in and out. You sound like a transformer.
You went into hyperspeed. You went into hyperspeed.
What happened?
Bring yourself together. Have a refresher, mate. Before we go to the next one, I got some breaking news coming through. Some breaking news coming through with Adam Martin here, not Brad Drew. The NRL is apparently, well, obviously, they've announced the Penrith Panthers going to be going to Vegas next year. We love Vegas.
Yeah, well, they don't have a stadium, so it makes sense.
They're looking into Magic Round and the amount of fans that travel to Magic Round. It believes the NRL want the Parramatta Eels to travel to Vegas next year for a Battle of the West game against Penrith, with Penrith Stadium not being there. I know it fucking seems stupid to me to play more at CommBank, but they want Parramatta there apparently.
They won't be playing Penrith over there. That's too big of a game to have at home.
That's
Otherwise, they would have had Roosters versus South over there this year.
Well, let's get those multis going because we're going to Vegas.
Let's move on. Hopefully, I'm back to normal.
Hang on, before you hit your hyperspeed again, Joel, your post about the part-time coach was so good that people didn't understand that it was tongue-in-cheek and a joke. You got absolutely riddled for that one. How dare you call him a part-time coach? He gets there before the players do.
He copped a pizzling for it.
While we're talking about
There
the
was some
Tigers,
messages as well.
There was there?
So good.
It was fun.
while we're
Some of your best work.
while we're talking about the Tigers, guys, can you just get it ready? We're going to sing the team song. Sorry, I've been waiting for the Tigers to come up in that moment.
Go.
All right, got to move on here. One to go straight to Adam Martin about this is his question for everyone. Please, once again, get involved. Are the Roosters a better team without Luke Keary in the side? So, Adam, do you want to go on your way with this one?
Yeah, I made the point before. Like, I think it was 2021. I think I made the point sometime on Saturday night as well, or Friday night, whenever it was. Big weekend. But 2021 is when Sam Walker made his debut, I believe. Keary was out with all those head knocks. It looked like it was going to be Sam Walker's team. The Roosters were the team to beat in 2022, then potentially 2023. They could just never get it together. They could never get it together at all. They just couldn't find that halves combination. They couldn't find who was going to be the dominant half. It was like a bit of a power battle. With Keary out again, I thought that's the best the Roosters have looked this year. And I'll say, not just this year, I say it's the best the Roosters have looked probably in 3 years since they went on that run in 2021. I personally believe Keary's time's almost up. I believe the Roosters are waiting for a head knock. And when he does get, well, I don't know what's going on in these comments. There's something going on. Am I breaking up or something? Like, no.
No, sorry.
No, you're
Shit.
fine. Perfect sense.
Yeah, no. Yeah, making perfect sense. So I don't read the comments. Stop leaning back. So what I'm trying to say is, I think the Roosters are literally waiting for a head knock for Keary. Put him in the medical retirement because they're a better team with him. They don't need him anymore. I often say, like, I know Michael will turn around and rant about how teams need quality halves. If your halves aren't strong enough, blah, blah, blah. You don't need two quality halves in your team anymore. You need one strong half. And they have that with Walker. They do. They have that with Walker. They've got a young up and coming player with Sandor Smith.
Two. You need two.
Is he not good enough? Do you know he's going to be good enough? Do you think he can offer? Do you think he can offer more than Luke Keary?
You need two good halves. I don't know. I'm not saying he's bad at all. I'm just saying you're wrong about the one half thing. You need. Yeah,
but you don't need. What I'm saying is you don't need two halves on big money. You don't need a Sam Walker and a Luke Keary. Well, they don't.
No,
because
you need a Jack Cogger and a Tyson Gamble.
But here's the thing. Okay, I'll highlight this. Highlight this. If you take Jack Cogger and put him in the Roosters team with Luke Keary, or put him with Sam Walker, and then you take either the other option and put him with Tyson Gamble, would both teams be stronger than having Walker and Keary there that don't work well together?
What I'll say
what you're saying is you want combinations. You want players that actually combo well, play well together, work well together. They don't have to have the expensive price ticket. They just have to flow together.
I think the issue is both of those players try and run that team when they're on the field instead of just
it's a balance issue.
Yeah.
So they need to make the call. They tried to get rid of Walker at the back end of last year and put him in reserve grade. And he forced his way back in the team. And he's been the better player by far. Keary was absolutely woeful against Manly. Terrible. Luke Brooks Tigers era, terrible. That's how bad he was.
Sandon Smith's been playing good footy too. So
yeah, and I just love that there's Sandon Smith and Brandon Smith. It just rolls off the tongue perfectly.
It's annoying as shit.
I'll back up what you're saying, Adam, because round one, they were very good and they were both there. But I thought Luke Keary actually took a backward step and let Sam Walker take over, and they looked really good over in Vegas, the Roosters. Then in round two against Manly, Luke Keary just for some reason forgot about what he did the first week and just decided to take over everything. Overplayed his hand, I thought, massively. Came up with so many errors, so many forced mistakes, sort of really played some real panic football. And that just threw Manly off completely, I thought. And then last week, without Luke Keary, Sam Walker once again stepped up, dominated the side, said, "This is my team, let's go A, B, C, D, all around the park," and go from that. And I just thought they looked so much better for it. It is Sam Walker's team now. Like, they just need to have a good chat about it. Luke Keary, I think there's still merit in having him there as that sort of on-field coach type role. He's obviously got experience there, but just take a backward step. You don't need to be that guy anymore. Just chill out, come in when you need to, and let Sam Walker take over, and it's his team now.
How old is he, Keary?
He's not actually as old as you think. I feel like he's the same age, around the same age as Moses and stuff like that.
So he's still got a few years left in theory.
Anyway, who's Googling it? Because I'm currently Googling it.
Well,
then you are.
Yeah.
Keep Googling. Google away, my friend.
He's old as shit. He's 32. So, look, all I'll say is on Keary, he's just turned 32. On Keary, he's going Super League. Like, if I'm a Super League club right now, I'm starting to take interest in him because there's Cody Walker, there's him. Someone's going to win a comp in the Super League next year signing those players because they'll still kill it over there.
Yeah, fair call.
Yep. No, fair enough. So I think we've come to the agreement.
I agree with Adam.
The Roosters are a better team without Keary. That'll be our headline for the post tomorrow, and we're going to get roasted. So let's bring it on.
Roast chook. Yum, yum.
The Cowboys, guys, just a quick one here. Will the Cowboys finish in the top 4 this year?
No chance.
They won't even make the 8.
They won't even make the 8.
Yeah, they've been touched on the dick with an easy start. It's as simple as that. They won't even win this week against a half-strength Brisbane team.
Yeah, I haven't been. Like, I don't know. The Dragons scored 20. Dragons scored 24 points against them. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of their past results and just trying to think defensively when they come up against some better teams, how that's actually going to pan out. So, credit, they're still the only undefeated team in the comp as your post that went up. So, well done to them for now. Do I think it's going to be sustainable and they're going to be at the end of the year? Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, I think a few people are echoing all everyone's thought they won't make the eight. Look, the thing that worries me is their start last week against the Dragons was absolutely horrible. Yes, they came back. Yes, they got the job done and done it easily in the end. But against the quality side, if Raymond Fatalamarina didn't drop that ball over the line, I actually reckon Dragons going to win that game. That was a huge turning point in that game. The momentum changed, and the Cowboys ended up running away with things. But a quality outfit, like if that's this week against the Broncos would be ending up putting on 50 points against them. Like it'd be that sort of a scoreline. You can't start like that.
They did the same against the Knights too.
They struggled to beat the Knights, and that game was riddled with errors from both teams, and they only just won that game. So for people thinking they're going to win the comp, they're dreaming.
Yeah. They struggle to win away from home still too. They can't. They don't win very often in Sydney. If they do, they barely.
Apart from when they go to Scarborough.
You mean
No.
you mean the fact that they've played 2 away games this year and won both of them?
Yeah, but it's not like they. No, it's not like they beat the Dragons and the Dragons still scored 24 points. It's not like they came down here and dominated. Like they're a completely different team at home than they are in Sydney.
You're forgetting the Dragons were top of the table after round 1.
Grand final bound.
Yeah, like give the Dragons some credit.
That was
round 1 premiers.
Look, boys, a couple of massive blockbuster games this weekend, and some real close ones as well. That's so hard to tip for mine. I haven't locked in my tips yet, and I've pretty much got to get them locked in after this show. But our first game I want to talk about is tomorrow night's cracker, the Roosters versus the Penrith Panthers. No Nathan Cleary sort of levels this out a lot. If the Roosters are fair income about this year, I think they need to make sure they win this one and make a statement. I think the Roosters will get it done in a close one, but I'll tell you what would not surprise me if by tomorrow night we're talking about a Penrith victory, just the way they are and their systems in place. Jez, who you got in this one and why?
Well, I originally tipped Penrith, and now I'm thinking I might pull a Mika Martin here and change my tip right before the game. But considering Joel hasn't got his tips in yet, I think I still have time to change my tip.
You do.
Because it's not mid-round and it hasn't started yet. So
Post goes up at lunchtime.
Yeah, if the Roosters are serious, they should win this game. They should win it quite comfortably. You take some really quality players out of that Penrith side and see what happens. Is the backup singer playing?
Yeah.
Luai?
Yeah. Well, now it's his time to take the limelight. Show us what he's worth.
Is Fisher Harris in? Still out, isn't he?
Nah, he's out, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Shit, I should have double checked that. I'm pretty sure he's out still.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is out. Mika, who you got and why?
Yeah, I got Roosters. As I said, Adam touched on earlier, I think you lose a half, especially a half as dominant and controlling as Cleary, then it's just a massive change. I think the Roosters will get him. I think I put them by 10 on my tipping app. Roosters by 10. So,
Hey, the old margins. Adam, who you got and why?
No,
Hang on, Adam. Before you say, Sandon Smith is out, and you know how much you love Smith.
Oh yeah, I love Smiths and their chips. Yeah, I've got the Roosters. Can I talk now? I know you're excited because the Knights scraped a win together against their reserve grade Melbourne team, but just let me go. All right, I've got Roosters 13.
Have you got your hat off?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know.
I was just waiting for you to talk so I could cut you off again. That was all. All right, I'll let you go now.
I ran out of hats. I've got the Roosters 13 plus for the simple fact of no Cleary, no Penrith. That was pretty evident every game they played without him. Luai just doesn't seem to. He never has been great, but I don't think he really cares at the moment. He's got his big money deal next year, so I think the Tigers are going to really be exposed for the shit deal they've got. Fuck this.
oh,
is that his headgear too? Is that his?
This
It
is
is.
why this is why I keep your coward cap close for your coward comments. I'm just gonna any Newcastle Rugby League players watching this. Michael, you're going to that game. Was it $200 to take off? $200 take off Matt's head round one.
Yeah,
$200
Magic Day, Newcastle Rugby League. Big hit on Sopalola, $100.
All right,
And a can
moving
and a
on
half
to
something new.
to the next game. Broncos versus the Cowboys. So one of the Queensland derbies this weekend. Up in Queensland, so we've got a bit of rugby league up here once again, which is nice for those Queensland fans of the game. I'll tell you what, very, very hard to tip this one. And Adam, you can go first this time, and hopefully the boys let you talk for this one, and you can shoot off some expert tips.
Broncos will win. Cowboys are pretenders.
Harsh but fair.
Thank you for those. Thank you for those awesome words, Jez.
Oh dear. Cowboys and the Broncos will win.
We're going to actually go back to Adam's head now after we've done these quick tips. Mika?
Yeah, I tipped Brisbane when I saw Reynolds was back because Cowboys are pretenders.
I've got the Broncos in a tight one as well. I just think they'll still have enough class to get around. But I keep forgetting that Payne Haas is out as well, which is a huge loss for him. So no Haas and no Walsh. I don't know, but Tristan Saylor is a good player, so I think they might be able to get the job done there.
Sure is. Just ask his dad.
Last one I want to talk about, the Sharkies versus the Canberra Raiders. The one I want to talk about here because obviously a lot of pressure on Nico Hines, who has been very underwhelming, if I can say that. I know the Dally M's doesn't say that. He's top of the comp still. Apparently he's been the standout player of the year, which it must be Stevie Wonder watching the games because fair income.
He's been killing it when no one's watching, apparently.
He's a nice bloke, though. He's a nice bloke.
He's a good bloke.
Yeah,
good bloke. Good role model.
You get points for being a good bloke.
He's got nice
And a good role
hair.
model.
That's why Luai has no points. He's a shit bloke.
He's got nice hair. Maybe you could take a page out of his book there, Adam.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. On that one, Mika, you can let us know who you're going for here. The Sharks have basically.
I'm going to wear a
half their forward
balaclava
pack
next week. I'm going with this full balaclava.
I need to actually have a look who I tipped. I can't remember. Hang on. Please hold.
I didn't
It
get
appears
that.
I tipped the Sharks. Who do they play?
The Raiders.
Raiders. Yeah. I picked the Sharks. I think they'll bounce back. They were pretty embarrassed last week. I also think the Raiders have been playing really well in the fact that they've been doing low error football. They're just doing the simple things right, but it's not like they've attacked super well. So I think the Sharks will click and get them at home.
Yep. Adam, who you got?
Sharks will win. Canberra, but no. Sharks will bounce back at home after the disappointment of last week. I know we joke about Nico Hines and his form, but I think he'll go big this week. Oh shit!
Jesus, that's brutal. Put that comment up. Go on.
We're going afterwards. We've got to get through this, and then we'll go into joke.
That is brutal. It looks like he's going to cry all the time. But I think they'll bounce back. He's coming into my super coach team this week, Nico. No, he's not actually. I'll take that back. I've got Sean Johnson. Forget everything I said. Raiders by 10. No, Sharks will win. Sharks will bounce back.
Jez, who you got?
Raiders. And I think it is just because they have been doing the simple things right. I think the Sharks are in a bit of a funk at the moment, so I'm going with the Raiders. Hurts to say too, I'm not a massive Raiders fan, so.
Is it because of Ricky?
Yeah,
It's because they're a bunch of whingers.
I find this so hard to tip. This is probably the hardest game for me to tip this week. I'm thinking at the moment I'm going to go the Raiders. That might change tonight when I lock in my tips, but at the moment the Raiders, just with their forward pack, will be so dominant. I think over the Cronulla Sharks. So I'll be going the Raiders in a very, very tight affair at Shark Park. But that's it. Get your questions in. We're on for another couple of minutes. So any questions?
I have a
It
question.
can be whatever.
Can I
We
start?
do like the. Yeah, go.
Mika Martin, Why are you
Yeah.
always so negative?
With what?
No matter what gets put up, you are just so you just neg on everything. And Adam's actually wearing the jersey on purpose, I reckon, because I love the retro round jerseys.
Horrible. It's
No,
horrible.
They got it wrong. They got it
Yeah.
wrong.
Not only did they
Right.
do a really poor representation of it, like it looks like a knockoff version that you get at the old Lowe's shop or some shit. But
Less than
why?
less.
Yeah, why are we celebrating a year that we lost an unlosable grand final in the first 18 minutes? Like it makes no sense to me. That's
We
why I'm
didn't-
negative about it.
I've never watched it. I don't think we lost, did we? I can't remember.
Okay,
Jeremy,
Miguel,
Exactly.
that
You
was
still went and
one-
bought the jersey, but didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I got it cheap. Jeremy, I've sent you a photo.
Yeah.
And can you
Hang on.
do that thing we bring up? Because I tried to do this on the last one.
I can.
They got this-
Yeah, go.
They got the jersey all wrong. They got the jersey completely wrong. Like, I'm wearing the jersey, as you said. This is what it should have looked like. The issue is don't change something that did look good. I like the jersey. I know it was a bad year. They wore it for more than 1 year, but you're old. You're older than me. You've still got your Penrith jersey and your Tigers jersey when you're a kid anyway. So the difference is
Still fits him.
this reminds me of my childhood. I bought this jersey, obviously, as an adult. I was 10 back then.
Reminds you of being a loser.
I've still, reminds me of crying on the train home from Olympic Park. But I like this jersey because I've got the 10 one there, like from when I was 10, not the 10 one. And I just bought it because I didn't think I need change. Jeremy, bring out the picture for us. Oh, sorry,
Hang on.
It's not of my head. He can't get up that quick.
Well,
Can
he's
I just address something? Jez has asked Mika a question about him being
Yeah.
so negative, and Adam has just taken over.
Because
It's not just about the jersey here.
He was talking about the jersey.
He's not
He
just talking
was.
about that.
That's
He's
what-
talking about
that's-
everything. Mika just comes in.
No, I
Very
think it was
negatively.
mainly in regards to the whole jersey chat, wasn't it, Jeremy? But I think it was because I ragged on collars and you love the collars. I don't like collars on jerseys at all. I just think they look
No, it was more
weird.
around just many things that get put up in the chat. You're very just quick to say what you don't like about it. I'd love for you to just share something that you do like. Because
I'll
you're
like-
quite a positive person in person. However, when it comes to rugby league, just very, very negative.
I think the last 2 weeks have probably
Do you
been
need a
skewed
cuddle?
that way. No. I think the last 2 weeks have been skewed that way because I've been so busy. It's just quick messages. And if I don't like something about the jersey, like I'm not going to make up something I like about the jersey or whatever. So I just like quick fire. It's probably taken a bit wrong because it's messages. Like I'm still happy to talk about shit. I'm just like, oh, I don't like that jersey. It's horrid because it was horrid.
Okay. I still think
think
you
we
need
need-
a cuddle. It's just processing, and then we'll have it up. Here we go.
I think
When you're
I
ready,
think we
Joel.
need- I think we need to highlight into Michael's
Let's
life.
just
He, work,
quickly let
he, work, he,
Adam
works long,
have a chat about this.
he works long hours.
Your edit is so much better, by the way.
It's not my edit, FYI.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Credit to James's Parapix. That's how the jersey should have been. The underlying issue here is the Parramatta Eels, the people running the Parramatta Eels at the moment, have just got no fucking idea when it comes to the common fan. They're not fans of the team. They're blokes that have gone in and females have gone in and got a job. They didn't grow up supporting the team, and they're just getting stuff completely wrong. So there's a bigger problem at Parramatta than that jersey.
At least it's got yellow on it or gold.
Oh, we found a positive.
Right.
We found a
Yeah,
positive.
there you go.
That's all I needed. That's
all
all
I
I needed.
Hold
to get
on.
there.
Good times. Come on.
Brendan, let us know what your name change suggestion is because I'm open to it. We are definitely open. There's a question in here. I've got to find it now after all that. Here we go. Jason, pie with sauce,
Mm,
pastry top or on the mince?
Huh?
in
Hang
the
on.
mince. Take the
No
top
sauce.
off the pie, squeeze the sauce so it's
Oh,
in the
okay.
mince, and it cools the pie down. Give it a stir, smash it away, then eat the bowl, which is the rest of the pastry.
Yeah, but you don't have mince, do you?
No, I haven't eaten
There you
meat for about 6 years, but that's how I used to do it.
I didn't know that actually. There you go. On top, spread it around.
No
Snack
sauce. And Jason, it's 2024. Like we've come a long way. You don't actually need to have a mince pie anymore. You can have a brisket pie. You can have a chicken pie, chunky steak pie. Mince pies they're a thing of the past. All right. So get out and try some stuff.
Mince pie is a
Nothing.
very common man, though, Adam. Very common man. And you must
Especially
have
out the
lost touch with the common man.
Can you even get
especially out
pies?
the
At,
footy.
can you even get pies at Combank anymore? They've got all this other fancy shit. I don't even know what it is. Who is older?
Quinoa. Acai bowl.
Jeremy's
I'm going pie
older.
on top.
Yeah.
I mean, sauce on top.
Pie on
I'm going. I'll go and sauce. Sauce on top of the pie. I'm not pulling the top off it. That's too much hassle for me.
Yeah.
Joel, there was a comment.
Miko, you going sauce on top?
Absolutely. And then just like spread it around.
Quick one
to
for
go.
the
No,
Parrot
meat doesn't
fans.
hurt me. I'm just not into hurting animals. That's all. But I don't spruik it. That's why people like Michael didn't know that I've been vegetarian for 6 years.
Would not have
Because
had
I'm
a
not
clue.
vegan. They rub it in your
Well-
face.
Well done for not being a preacher.
Why isn't Brad Arthur using Saunders, however you want to say it? Has he already signed with the Raiders? Any news, Mr.
he's
He has
Martin?
not.
He's
He
on
has
development. He's on a development contract. He hasn't, but he will go there. The offer's too good to refuse. I think Paramount have kind of forced that hand as well by not bringing him in. They could have brought him in. They had 2 available spots, but I think it's a bit risky debuting 2 kids in the space of 2 weeks. So I guess they kind of went with a safe option. Talangi is obviously a 5'8" all his junior career, and he'll do a pretty good job there.
Here we go. Who is older, Adam or Jez?
Jeremy, so much older. 24 days.
What?
24 days
Is that a
older.
month or something.
Yeah.
One final question, guys. If you want anything, bring it in.
33 this
year.
Have a
Hang
bit of
on.
fun.
There was one back. There was one all the way back, which is just completely ignored. It's from Joe Bakuya. Can you scroll back, Joel, and can you bring that comment up? It's a fair bit back. It's just I'm starting to get a bit of a fan base around me for my knowledge of the game at home Parramatta games. We know how much Michael
here we
likes a
Right,
scrum
okay.
play.
Whoop.
Parramatta had
Hello.
set up their scrum. Michael's gone. Well, apparently the Storms just hit Greeter.
It's coming.
Parramatta won't be long before he hits my house. Parramatta have set up their scrum play, and Adam has called exactly correctly what they're going to hit. Not only did I do that, after Manly went through for their try, that was no try because Jake Torovic stopped in the line. I called that live as well. So I'm getting a bit of support around me. People are starting to back my ability to read the game. So won't be long before I'm sitting in the coaching box with BA and just saying, don't put hands on.
I missed all of that. I dropped out of it. Damn it.
Yeah, we put you on.
Last one.
Fine.
Favorite player from the ARL era. Goodness me. I didn't even bloody remember what I did last week. I got to remember it that far back. Holy shit.
Paul
Jim
Harrigan.
Yeah, I was going to say Jim Dimmick or Jason Smith.
Jim Dimmick was mine growing
Jim
up.
Dimmick. Yep. To say it's Jim Dimmick for me as well. That's actually
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Jay, I think my
He's
first Parramatta
signed
jersey.
stuff.
Sorry, carry on.
Then I go.
I think my first Parra jersey had Jason Smith's number on it.
Was that after you
One
sold
of
your
the
Tigers? After you got rid of your Tigers one?
God.
Sorry, we've never talked about this on the podcast before, guys. I like to bring it
No,
up around
hang
that
on.
Easter Monday game. Go on, tell them. Tell them what you did, Michael. And if you
Reveal,
didn't dig a
reveal
hole-
your real
Yeah.
colours here, Michael Martin.
No, I was like young as shit, and I had a Penrith jersey, a Parra jersey, and a Tigers jersey.
So let's just
'Cause-
highlight this. If he stayed with Penrith or the Tigers, he would have seen several comps won.
I know,
Adam,
right?
Adam, just come back from your microphone a little bit. I know you're really excited.
Sorry.
So I had a Penrith jersey because my father from mum's first marriage played with Penrith. He supported the Tigers, so I had a Tigers jersey because that was from his whole family. And then my dad, who I've grown up with, was a Parramatta supporter from mum's second marriage. And we don't do the whole stepdad shit. He's been my dad since I was very young. And I started following Parramatta when he became part of my life and never looked back. And Adam is right. I would have seen the Tigers and Penrith win comps if I'd stayed on either of them, and I would not have it any other way. I've been Parramatta through and through since that day.
Righto, Brett Kamali.
I think I was like, I don't know. We're talking like when I was 8 years old or some shit, wasn't I? 7, 6? I don't know. Young as
So
shit.
hang on. If your daughter come to you now and said, I want to support another team, what would you say?
It wouldn't happen, so I don't have to worry about it.
Jez, who you've had enough time to think about this one now. Who's your player?
I said Paul Harrigan.
Oh, I didn't even hear over the Martin brothers just took over another segment.
It is
so
a bit.
I couldn't hear.
It is a bit hard to hear yourself when the Martins get amongst it and sing in chorus. So
Well,
it's okay.
Sunday-
I understand.
Sunday lunchtime, we'll be in Head and Greet if anyone wants to call in and we can have a nice family chat.
Yep.
What's on the Warriors
that
this
is
year?
All Oh yeah, look out! We've got a
Top
that's a good
four.
one. Thoughts on? I'm still buying their stocks. I really like what I'm seeing from the
Yeah.
Warriors. So I
Absolutely.
think they're
Apart
right
from
in
this
this
week,
competition.
I'm off them. I'm off them. They'll win. They'll bounce back
Oh,
this week. They'll win big this week against Newcastle. But they're just, as I said earlier, and I said this before round one, they don't handle pressure well. Every year the Warriors are meant to go well, meant to have a good season. They seem to underperform, and it seems to be happening again. Like a couple of their games they've been in has only been on the back of some individual brilliance by a couple of players. They're just not clicking as a team, and
oh,
I think I hate to say.
objection.
he's
Yeah,
only
objection,
saying this
Your Honour.
because they're playing the Knights this week, and he just wants to make sure that he.
They haven't. Hang on, they've been beaten at home by Cronulla, and they've just beat Canberra. Like the Warriors game against Melbourne, they played well for 30 minutes of that game. They haven't put it together yet. Like they honestly haven't put it together. They won't.
Well, they can
you
wait
can't-
another
you're right.
week, all right?
No, they
It's
won't.
like round 3. Of course, I haven't put it together. No one has.
No team's looking fantastic so far. The
I
Cowboys
think-
are winning the comp and haven't looked fantastic.
Yeah, but they're not going to win the comp. They're shit. No one's saying they're going to win the comp. The Warriors, I don't think the Warriors. I think they'll still make the 8, but they're not a top 4 team at the moment.
You've had too many head knocks.
These things protect you. Didn't you know?
Knock the hair right off your melon.
Well, I've got to disagree. I've actually really liked what I've seen. They've played some tough, gritty football. The Melbourne game should have been a win. That moment of absolute brilliance from Coates was just off the chain. We'll probably won't ever see a put down like that again. They've been in the fight, like even the Raiders game. The Raiders have been playing some good tough footy. So to win that game, that's a good victory as well. So sorry, Adam, but I'll go against you with that one because I think they have been quite good.
I didn't realize he was actually a Warriors Kiwi fan. Like, cheer, bro. I mean, go the Warriors. Yes.
Don't worry, Hayden. You do have some supporters here. But that's it, guys. That's all we've got time for. I think I'm going to have to just turn this off because Adam's just lost it tonight. He's
Yeah,
I don't
I'm ready
know
for
what's
bed.
happened, but
It's
he's
bedtime.
good night to Mika. Good night to Jez. I don't know what Adam's going to go do after this, but we probably don't want
Work.
to know either. But thank you, everyone.
I'm going to continue working.
Oh, violin's out for you. Hang on. The first day you've done work in about 10 years. So look out. Sorry, Mika, go.
Oh, just reading another question. Refs better or worse than 2023? I think it's too early to call. They haven't got off to the best start, though.
Bit inconsistent. But thanks, guys. Thank you once again
I
for getting
agree.
involved. You've made the episode what it is. Please like, subscribe on the YouTube side of things. If you haven't already, do the same for Facebook. Like, subscribe, get all the notifications with posts, etc. Keep getting involved with the posts as well. Keep liking them, keep commenting. Everything helps grow the page. Continue to get bigger and better these shows as well, which is our aim for this season. So yeah, thank you. Have a great night, and we will see you all next. I guess, yeah, well, it won't be Sunday because there'll be still games going. So it'll be just the Wednesday show. We'll just cover everything once again.
Happy
thanks,
Easter.
guys. And happy Easter. Yes, I keep forgetting. It's been that much happening. But thanks, Jez. Happy Easter to everyone. Have a safe, extended break, long weekend, whatever you choose to do. Just be safe. We want to make sure we see everyone back here next weekend talking the great game that we love. So
Don't forget, double the
Enjoy.
merits from Friday, isn't it? Double the merits.
Yes.
yeah, take the
Double the
train.
merits.
Speed